Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today with more of the Promised Neverland. I'm so excited, you guys. If you're joining me early today, you know what it means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending you up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for watching today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. Also, if you are watching me on YouTube, please be sure to click the link also in the description below to watch my reaction highlights. Then come back here to the YouTube video to watch my review of the episode once I have seen it. So, let's talk a little bit about last episode. We got a lot of info. First of all, and probably most importantly, although we got a lot of important info, it looks like there may be a spy amongst the kids, which is just really, it just makes this an even like more horrible situation because it's no longer now like a black and white situation of, you know, okay, well, you know, we have these adults and they're doing this and we have these kids and like they're innocent. And I think if I had to guess, I don't know anything about the spy kid yet, but they're probably also innocent and just trying to survive. But now we've just made it much more complicated because, you know, if you have a kid who's responsible for spying and you want to get every kid out, how does that work? How do you even if they come and they're like, okay, well, I want to help because I want to get out too. I don't like being a spy kid. Can you trust them necessarily? Because they might just be trying to get info. It's a horrible, messed up thing. And of course it would happen on this show, you guys. It is a very intense and complex and detail-oriented show. I'm amazed at how it can strike these tones of being very world-building and detail-oriented and very, like, heavy on the, you know, mystery and putting together what could be going on, as well as kind of striking this chord of just kind of shock and horror, as well as, like, occasionally just being cute and whimsical with that string attached of like, this is horrible. It's a very, very unique show. It's really unlike anything I've ever seen before, and I'm having a blast with it. I can't wait to see what happens next. We got a really great scene of tag with Sister Krone, which I was like, this is kind of good because they can kind of feel her out, but she's also feeling them out, and they actually ended up one-upping her, which I thought was really awesome. But it's also gonna make her up her game now. So at first I was almost kind of like, maybe you should like purposely not show what you can do. But then you'd kind of lose the opportunity to see what she's really made of as well. And we don't know if she was like holding back or anything or not. We know it was like never spoken of again. She has her own little plot and agenda to like take over the mom position, and she's like very unhinged, it seems. So there's just a whole lot of threats coming from all different directions. We've got Mom, Sister Krone, the informant. It's a it's a tricky situation, but our kids are very, very smart. Like the way that they were training the little kids with tag, like it's they really do have a shot, you know. It's just they're forming a plan with only a few of the facts. And it's very hard to form a plan and alter a plan and succeed with a plan if you're making it up as you go along and learning things as you go. And we know they have a very limited time. I see the title of this episode. It looks like we've jumped to October 29th from the 18th, which means a couple of, like not quite 2 weeks have passed. So, I mean, that's a good fraction of your time that you have left. And we know we saw Mom in the last one talking and being like, you can have any of the kids you want anytime. She's up to something with not shipping them off right away, even though she knows they know. But then now they're kind of debating, does she suspect us anymore? Or like, But we know that she knows, so I'm not sure what she's after. I'm not sure what she's getting at exactly. I kind of had this theory that maybe the spy kids that they place in the group, if they place one in every farm, which we know now there's multiple, maybe they're the ones that they're like training to be moms, because they must be raising moms somewhere. I mean, how does that work? There's just a whole lot of, there's a whole lot going on in every episode. We just get more and more info and deeper into the messed up nature of this world. So, there was only one way to find out what's going to happen next, and that is to jump into the next episode. Let's do this. Let's back it up, because I just want to take a moment to appreciate how incredibly done this show is, because the scenes with the kids going up the stairs and that kind of like first person view that they've done a couple times now with the camera, not the camera, but the, you know what I mean, the animation, I guess, is so well done and creepy. And the scene where we see the note slipped under the door and we're following Gilda and we see the note and you're like, oh my God, it's Gilda. And then no, it's not. Gilda is at Sister Krone's door. And you're like, okay, you read the note. Okay, it's Don. It's got to be Don. I find it interesting that Gilda was being prospected as a potential spy by Sister Krone. Which means that she has not been prospected for that role for very long, because Sister Krone hasn't been there very long. Ray, on the other hand, we don't know how long this has been going on. It seems like a pretty legit system that they had. Like this, I feel like maybe this wasn't the first time. Well, we know if he's the informant, it wasn't the first time, because they were guessing about an informant for a while now. You know, from the very beginning, the way that he's kind of suspiciously watched them and everything, I thought maybe there was something wrong. But I figured it was just him. He's just a very, like, cut and dry kind of, you know, no-nonsense kind of personality. But come to think of it, even from the very start of the show, like when they were talking about what they'd do if they went beyond the gates, and he was like, well, you'd have to survive first. You'd have to focus on that. He's really intuitive when it comes to what's going on. And, you know, that little line about survival, it's like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. He cut a deal. He cut a deal. We don't know the details of the deal. We don't know how long it's been going on. We don't know. I mean, maybe he figured he might have cut a deal and said, hey, if you can get the three of us safe, maybe that's why she hasn't shipped them yet. Maybe that's why she needs info from him long enough, maybe. And he cut a deal and said, because we know he was trying to convince them at first to only escape just the three of them. And then he was like, and then that actually makes a little bit of sense. Maybe he cut a deal to get the three of them safe, because he always kind of felt like the other kids weren't going to make it. Oh my goodness, Ray, why? Why, Ray, why? I already know why. I already, like, it's been in front of me this whole time. But it's just still so hard to believe. It would have been easier to believe, like, a kid we didn't know much about was the informant, but to think that it was one of our main three kids. Oh, but Norman, though. Let's talk about Norman, because he laid that trap beautifully. I'm kind of surprised Ray fell for it. Now that I'm looking back on it, he's so smart. He must just have really underestimated Norman's craftiness. And I think it's easy to peg Norman as a little bit more emotionally inclined because of his feelings for Emma and because of his, you know, very laid back demeanor. But that was very well played. So he only told Ray and Gilda. I knew it couldn't be Don. I know I said it, but I knew it couldn't really be Don. Ray, on the other hand, makes an awful lot of sense. That was so well done. They had me going right up until the last second. I love, love, love this show. This is horror, suspense, whimsy, action, mystery, all at the same time. Like, how is that possible? And they're just pulling it off beautifully. Well, this is a problem because Ray knows quite a few of the details. I wonder where things are going to go from here. And it really feels like Sister Krone. You know, we had that very tense scene between Sister Krone and Mom. And it's interesting to me that it turned out that instead of working together as a united front, Sister Krone has kind of like ventured off into her own little agenda now, which may somehow work to the kids' advantage to have two adults kind of pitted against each other a little bit. I don't know how severe that will become or how long it will last. Mom's definitely onto it, but I don't think Sister Krone is stable enough to stop what she's doing. It really does make me wonder about, like, are there spies at all the plants? Or is it just a special exception in this case? Oh, man. Oh no, Emma doesn't know. Oh, how are they going to tell Emma? She's so sweet and wholesome. You know what kind of made me think about it was when Norman was saying, why do you think someone becomes a traitor? And I'm like, oh no. And then that scene with Emma where he's saying, you know, would you still take that person? She's like, yeah, I would force them to go because I want to believe in them. But also she brought up a good point. If the kids escape despite the informant's information, the informant might not be spared after that. They're the last kid, and also they technically like failed in their job. Scary stuff, you guys. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. You know, I was shocked on episode 1. And the mystery just keeps getting deeper and deeper. Oh. And as of now, I've finished 4 episodes, which means I believe this is a 12-episode series. I'm a third of the way through the series. So I still have 2/3 of the series left, which I've made some good progress, but I mean, we still have, like, what's going to happen next, you know? The utter craziness. All right. Ray is a spy. It's out in the open now. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, guys, there's only one way to find out, and that is to watch next time. So I hope you had as much fun watching that as I did. It was a blast. It was a crazy ride. I can't wait to watch more. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time. We will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.